Ambassador Zelkar prided herself on maintaining diplomatic composure in any situation. In her 3 centuries of first contact protocols, she had never so much as flickered an antenna in surprise. That record shattered the moment humanity's diplomatic vessel dropped out of hyperspace. "By the void," her pilot whispered, "are the sensors malfunctioning?" Zelkar checked the readings herself, then checked them again. The numbers remained stubbornly unchanged. That ship is 40 kilometers long. "Impossible," Security Chief Vex insisted. "No species builds vessels that large. The structural integrity alone." His words died as more human ships emerged from hyperspace. Each one dwarfed the last. What they had thought was the diplomatic vessel turned out to be merely an escort frigate. Behind it came cruisers the size of small moons, battleships that could eclipse planets. And then, "Mother of stars," Zelkar breathed. The human flagship Perseverance emerged like a metallic continent given form. 300 kilometers from bow to stern, its bulk blotted out the local star. Cities gleamed along its hull. Entire ecosystems thrived in transparent biodomes. What appeared to be a small fleet of vessels turned out to be merely the ship's standard complement of fighters, docked along hangars that stretched for miles. Ambassador Zelkar? The human communication was polite, almost apologetic. "This is Admiral Sarah Chen aboard the UES Perseverance. I apologize for the delay. Parking was a bit tricky. We had to recalculate our approach to avoid gravitational interference with your planets." Zelkar found her voice. "Admiral, your ships, the scale." "Oh." Admiral Chen sounded embarrassed. "I hope we didn't overdo it. We brought our medium-sized diplomatic fleet. We didn't want to seem presumptuous on first contact." "Medium-sized?" Vex choked. "Well, yes, the colony ships are much larger, naturally, and the ARC ships, but those aren't really meant for diplomatic meetings. We kept things modest." "Modest?" Zelkar repeated faintly. The holographic projection of Admiral Chen appeared on their bridge, a middle-aged human woman with kind eyes and graying hair. She looked around at their command center with interest. "What a efficiently designed space, so compact and practical. I admire civilizations that embrace minimalism." Minimalism? Zelkar's diplomatic training was the only thing keeping her upright. "Admiral, our flagship is considered excessive by Galactic Council standards. It's nearly a kilometer long." "Oh." Chen looked genuinely surprised. "Well, different design philosophies, I suppose. Would you like to come aboard for the diplomatic meeting, or would you prefer we send a shuttle? Fair warning, our shuttles are about the size of your flagship. Bit of a design flaw, really. We keep meaning to build smaller ones." "May I ask," Zelkar ventured, "why humans build on such a generous scale?" Chen's expression grew thoughtful. "Honestly, we got tired of running out of room. Our first-generation ships were sensible, compact things. Then we'd hit year 5 of a decade-long journey and realize we forgot to pack enough entertainment systems. Or we'd discover that the hydroponics bay couldn't support the population when people started having kids. Or someone would invent a new technology and we'd have nowhere to install it." She gestured around her own bridge, which Zelkar now realized was larger than most space stations. "So we started building bigger. Better to have it and not need it, as we say." The Perseverance has 3 backup bridges, 17 redundant power cores, 2 complete manufacturing sectors, a full university, 16 hospitals, and about 2 million people who just came along because we had the room and they thought it sounded interesting. 2 million on a diplomatic mission? Well, you need the diplomats, obviously, and their families, and support staff, and their families, and then you need teachers for all the children, and doctors, and engineers, and farmers for the agricultural domes, and entertainers to keep morale up, and scientists because you never know what you'll discover, and artists to document everything, and it snowballs rather quickly. Vex found his voice. What about military vessels, if your diplomatic ships are this large? Chen winced. The dreadnoughts are substantial. The Ragnarok class makes the Perseverance look like a shuttle. We had to develop new mathematics just to calculate their mass effects on nearby star systems. The prototype accidentally created a small moon when we parked it too long in one spot, and its gravity well collected debris. But why? Jelkar asked, genuine curiosity overcoming shock. Why build so large? Because space is big, Chen said simply. Really, incomprehensibly big. When you're crossing distances measured in light years, when you're traveling through voids so vast that time itself becomes meaningless, you realize that ship size is just a number. The real question is, why build small? She smiled warmly. Also, we like to bring gifts. The cargo bay on Deck 47 has about 3 million tons of cultural exchange materials. Literature, art, music, foods, technology samples. We figured if we're making friends, we should do it properly. As the Perseverance engaged its station-keeping thrusters, each burst powerful enough to move asteroids, Jelkar began to understand. Humans didn't build big ships because they needed to. They built them because they could, because they dreamed on a scale that matched the cosmos itself. One more question, Admiral, Jelkar said. You mentioned arc ships? Chen's eyes sparkled. Oh, those are special. We hollowed out asteroids, installed engines, and turned them into mobile worlds. The smallest is about the size of your moon. We figured if we ever need to evacuate Earth, we might as well take some real estate with us. As her staff scrambled to recalculate docking procedures for a shuttle the size of their capital ship, Jelkar made a mental note for her report to the Council. Humans don't just think outside the box, they build boxes large enough to fit entire civilizations, then wonder if they should have made them bigger. The galaxy had just become a much more interesting place.